Welcome to Third and 21. This is a show we keep it real simple. We do two things. Talk about college football, try to have a little fun. Talk about college football, try to have a little fun. There are some major changes in the KPI Top 12. We'll talk about that in a minute, but before we do that, let's go around the country, talk about some teams that are not in the KPI Top 12 in a segment we call Thumbs Up, Thumbs Down.
Thumbs up!
Thumbs up, Troy. You go to Nebraska, you get the victory, you get a nice paycheck. This is the same program that went to LSU last year, beat the Tigers in Baton Rouge at night. Way to go, Troy.
Thumbs down.
Boise State, man, you had a chance to really separate yourself as a group of five program, but you went to Oklahoma State and got boat raced.
Thumbs up!
Thumbs up, the Rio Grande rivalry, New Mexico versus New Mexico State. New Mexico takes it. They played this game 118 times. It's older than Ohio State, Michigan.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. Davidson played
Guilford.
College and won 91-61. So why is this a thumbs down? We're going into conference play, so I don't think it's going to happen this year, but mark my words, in the next 2 or 3 years, you'll start seeing 100-point games. That's because every rule is designed to benefit the offense, and defensive players are now afraid to make an aggressive tackle because they'll get kicked out of the game.
Thumbs up!
Thumbs up! BYU. Whenever you play BYU, now they were pretty bad last year, but usually when you play BYU, you're going to get a very mature team. BYU went to Wisconsin, out-physicaled Wisconsin. BYU, you are on the upswing.
Thumbs down.
I'm not here to pile on Florida State, all right, but I watched a lot of the Florida State-Syracuse game. The offensive line could not be any worse. They looked terrible.
Thumbs up!
Thumbs up. Texas, USC, two blue blood programs. Thank you for scheduling out-of-conference rivalry games. It made my Saturday night.
Welcome to Third and 21, a show where we talk about college football and try to have a little fun. Where we talk about college football and try to have a little fun. Now back to you, Kemper.
Hey, welcome back. Let's go ahead and break down the KPI top 12 through 7. And we'll start off with Washington Huskies. I stayed up late to watch the game. Never complain when you get a conference road win, but they did look like they were sleepwalking through a 21-7 victory over Utah. Next up, they didn't play and they move up a spot. But the rain-out game against NC State could have major implications if West Virginia continues to improve and move up the poll. Keep your eye on it. Next up, I was shocked and so were you. I did not see Auburn losing at home to LSU, but they did. They still have a terrific defense and a terrific team, but all of their wiggle room was taken away last Saturday about 7 p.m. Next up, we've got Penn State. They are absolutely rolling through lesser competitions. As the conference play gets underway, that will change, but right now they're rolling and they're beating lesser competition. Next up, we've got Notre Dame, and after the Michigan win, they've really sleptwalked and won ugly against two inferior opponents, but they get Wake Forest this week, and that is a step up over the last couple of weeks. Coming in at number 7 is Stanford. Bryce Love still has not got on track. I'm starting to wonder if there's something going on there, but they are 3-0. They go to Oregon, which is going to be a major test for Stanford. But they're moving up, and I like them. Hey, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we will take down the KPI 6 through 1. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, and always want to thank Maxi Homes, MaxiHomesGA.com. Got to spend a couple minutes with Butch last week, and always a good time. Listen, they don't just build custom-built homes and traditions, but they also finish basements, do some great deck work. So for any of your building needs, call Maxi Homes GA. Maxi Homes GA, long on quality, short on drama. Hey, let's go straight to number 6 through 1. Number 6, busting in from number 13 last week to number 6 this week, the LSU Tigers. And it's kind of a funny thing because I watched a lot of their game against Miami and last weekend against Auburn, and I saw them dominate both games, but there's still something in me that's not fully buying into LSU, and I don't know what it is because what I've seen has been quality. LSU rising to number 6. Next up, Oklahoma. Listen, like I said with Washington, you never complain about a road conference win. They look good against Iowa State. Have Army coming up this week. Next up, so coming into the top 4, Clemson drops to number 4. Clemson to me is like a one of those really big dragsters.
Wow!
That just is not quite tuned in to where it's going to be. They are going to be a great team, but still, the last couple of weeks have been kind of a sleepwalk outside of the Texas A&M game. Clemson, quality team, but needs to wake up. Next up, Georgia Bulldogs showing absolutely zero signs of any weakness anywhere across the board. Only concern I have with Georgia is the light schedule, but they are an absolutely terrific team. Coming in at number 2, Ohio State looks the part of a national champion. Just their players look the part of a national champion. They've got 3 Power 5 wins and looking good for Ohio State. But there is one king, and in the college football world, that is Alabama. The spreads have to start getting absolutely ridiculous because there's just nobody that can hang with them. Their defense is Alabama defense, but the offense is just scoring so many points on every drive. They're getting points. I'm running out of things to say about Alabama, but they are absolutely terrific and the far and away number 1 in the KPI. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we will go to the ever popular mailbag and put your money where your mouth is. The red hot, put your money where your mouth is. Welcome back, and always want to say thank you to the good people at American Health Imaging. You know what it is by now. It's your health. It's your money. It's your choice. American Health Imaging, AmericanHealthImaging.com. Hey, we're going to go to the segment we call Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is, where I pick games against the spread. We keep track all season long. How did we do last week?
1-1 for 50%. You had one game where it rained out,
Right.
but we didn't count it. So 6-3 for 67% on the year.
67% is great, but we're going to go 4-0 this weekend with a 4-pack. We talked a little bit about Alabama. Alabama is playing at home against Texas A&M. Nobody can stop Alabama. Alabama's defense is still Alabama. Until these spreads get to ridiculous levels, I'm going to take Alabama and make another team beat me. Alabama minus 25 points. I think it is way, way too low. Number 2, I have Akron, who went to Northwestern and got the win last weekend, playing at Iowa State, who played well but lost to Oklahoma. Akron plus 18.5 points all day long. Kemper says yes, thank you. Third, we have Arizona State goes to Washington. Washington is a quality team, but 17.5 points is too much. Arizona State keeps it closer than that. Arizona State plus 17.5. And to make it 4-0, Navy, who is a quality team, beat Memphis a couple of weeks ago, plays at SMU. SMU is struggling to get going. Navy wins by more than 7.5 points. That's your 4-0 weekend. Alabama minus 25. Akron plus 18.5. Arizona State plus 17.5. And Navy minus 7.5, 4-0. All right, so we're going to go to the ever popular mailbag brought to you by our good friends at On the Road Again Cars. On the Road Again Cars, quality used cars for quality people on the road again cars. First question.
Trent from Fort Smith. What is going on to my Razorbacks?
The Arkansas Razorbacks stink is what it is. There's nothing going on good there. They would have trouble competing in the Mountain West. Look, they're transforming from a run first, grind it out to a throw it every down. But right now, it's just not working in Fayetteville. But the thing is, besides ECU, they've got a really cool logo. Next question.
Landon from Lake Hartwell. Talk to me about my Duke Blue Devils.
I love the Duke Blue Devils. I love the Duke Blue Devils. I think that they can compete for their division. There's nothing saying they can't. They've got all-American defensive players. The offense is always going to be well under Cutcliffe. I love the Duke Blue Devils. Next question.
Wills from Johns Creek. What happened to Georgia Tech?
Wills from Johns Creek. Hey, I was very high on Georgia Tech before the season started. They've got a returning senior quarterback who knows the system. They've got a deep and experienced offensive line. And when that offense gets rolling, it's hard to stop. Georgia Tech, most of my computer models have them coming in second in this division. But the defense is just not getting any stops. The offense is turning the ball over too much, and there's just no electricity there. Hey, man, it's just they need to get it going to get to a bowl. So we'll see what happens with the Georgia Techies. I don't know. Hey, but listen, that's going to wrap up week 3 of 3rd and 21. There are links to all our sponsors, American Health Imaging, On the Road Again Cars, Maxie Homes, right down there. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next week.